Sika. How are you doing?
Hey, brother, I'm mad. You go all over the world? This here goes all over the world, man. I can't believe that. That's great, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Now, we've got a lot of questions. Some listeners have sent us in some questions, so if you don't mind, let's go ahead and get started.
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Yes.
Now, of course, growing up in the Samoan family, got to ask you, were you a wrestling fan initially, or were you against it?
I was, before when I first, came in the United States at 14 years old, man, you see, when we came in America, my father was a minister. And that is our way here to end the Lord's job, doing the Lord's job. And I used to watch wrestling in Cow Palace. It freaked me out, and I was one of these guys that come down there and challenge the boys and fight with security and everybody else, create a lot of riot around there in San Francisco and Cow Palace, man, So, we got in the world of wrestling, and I love it, and we become good at it. And the people is what brings me, because we work for the people. And that's, ever since as a young man, my father was a minister, so we work for the Lord, work for the people. And wrestling, it was the thing that, that I learned from as a young person. Yeah.
Now, was wrestling your first career choice? If not, what was?
Well, wrestling was the first one. I was a seaman and a longshoreman, so when I came into wrestling, I was ready, But wrestling is the first, I love wrestling. I got friends out there, and I love this business. This is a great business, for all the young people that they fail on what they've done in life, they got to jump into wrestling. This is a great thing to do. Mm-hmm.
Now, what influence did the late Peter Maivia have on you getting into the business, if any at all?
It's plenty, because Peter Maivia is our chief. It was a true chief that came from the island to come in the United States at the time during the 60s. In the 70s, when Peter came in, and that time, the San Francisco at the time when we were young, and things were not that good them days, but we needed a hero. I was real bad on the street and that kind of stuff. And when Peter Maivia came in our life, that bring us into the arena, and that bring us and see what is it all about. That being in, making money in the ring instead of out in the street. And so he's our hero. He's our real chief, and I'm very proud of that man. Yeah.
Now, back in the day when you broke into the business, training was a lot different. Can you talk about your training a little bit and how you were broke into the business?
Well, it was hard. I didn't understand that much, and I actually, everybody helped me. I remember my brother Alpha came down at the YMCA and slammed me on the concrete. And then he told me, look, this business, you got to work on them weights. You got to be real. I was real tough anyway from the street, and then, and got in on the wrestling. And I came, I had black eyes, broken, busted lips, and bruises all over my body, going to Arizona and meet some of the boys. We were what you call shooting, I didn't know what shooting meant, but them guys was real rough, and I learned quick. To learn everything, because it's not funny when you come home and your wife cries and your son. My son Matt was just a little boy, and I didn't want to come home that way with the black eye, busted mouth, and bruises all over, chops, blood bleeding on my chest. So I had to learn quick and find out that this is a rough business, but I like it because it only takes us 10 minutes, 5 minutes in there. It's better than working 8 hours.
Now, you've trained some of the top wrestling personalities. Can you compare the way you were trained to the way you train your students?
I don't have too many students around because my style is different, and I taught them the same way that they taught me on the road, on the road, rough, and when I lay them in there and everything. So I already had a few kids that they really put up with me. It was my nephew Tonga Kid and Yokozuna. And just a few of them kids that came to me. But most of the guys, they come through and then they quit. So, I told them that you need to go to the gym and get yourself built up from the gym because it's not what you think it is, and maybe it's easy by watching television, but, when you're in there, 10 minutes is a long time being in the ring. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are some of your memories of wrestling for the Stampede Wrestling area?
Stu Hardy helps me a lot because a lot of the guys that come from Japan, and also Stu Hardy, he's an amateur, and Brad and all them kids. So watching them kids working amateur and shooting in that ring, it helps me a lot, and I learn from them guys too. Same thing, There's nothing easy on that school there. So, but when they're done with you, you're ready. And that's why I love that. I love that family up there. They taught us right, and they taught us in the way like it's supposed to be. You'd be ready for that road. Mm.
Now, Sika, can you, of course, your most famous times came as the Wild Samoans. How did you guys come to be managed by the late Captain Albano? And can you share some memories of Lou?
Yeah, Lou came in at that time, I guess the way we are, long hair and crazy looking, and the way it was when they gave us a name, the Wild Samoan. It was the island first because that's what we wanted is call ourselves instead of Anua'i brother. We just wanted to including our people in, and then we went with the island, the Islanders before, and there was a baseball team. So we took the Wild Samoans. So. And we've been carrying that name ever since our career started. And I'm very proud of that name. That is, we're not the only Samoan. We have people and family and friends and fans all over the island. We don't have that big of an island, but it's our home, and I'm proud of it. And I would like, just like I was proud of these other show that came on 60 Minutes, and if there's any millionaires out there that wants if he's got any money, or college or anything like that, I want them to look into my home and send some football equipment so them kids, they can have something to be proud of it. And they're a very strong player, and they're tough kids, and they deserve stuff like that.
Now, a lot of guys have said that the Wild Samoans were kind of the beginning of the quote-unquote hardcore wrestling style. What's your response to that?
The hardcore, I think if there's a school that opened up back home, this new style of kicking, boxing, wrestling down there over here today, I would like to see something like that, have a gym back in the island, and we can have a coach from an amateur and coach from wherever it is, kicking punch. There's a lot of young people over there. They for real. They can come on in there and they win, and they fight from their heart and take care of their family, and that's all we are.
Okay. Now, shortly into your run in the WWF, both Afa and you had memories or had matches with Bob Backlund for the WWF title. What are your memories of wrestling Bob?
Bob Backlund is, I would love to have him to be a coach, in the island to help a lot of the young people over there. I learned a lot from watching Pat Backlund and also get the feeling him in that ring that night when I wrestled with him up there. And I lost a tooth over there that night. And it's a person you cannot disrespect Pat Backlund. He's a good champion, and he's for real about his wrestling, and he's a humble person, but, you got to be careful on humble people because they're tough people.
Now, do you have any memories of your time with Andre the Giant? Would you like to share with us?
Yeah, I sure do. That man, that's the most powerful human being that I ever ran in my life, and I tell you what, I don't disrespect that man. God bless him that he's not around, but he's people like me that went in there can see him and do my best to please the people out there, and same as Andre. When Andre slap you, he'll slap you. If he wants to really hurt you, it won't take that much to hurt anybody. That man he's a strong, powerful person, and I respect that man, and he's a kind person, but I don't think you want to mess with it on the other bad side of that person. Yeah.
Now, our next question comes to us from a listener of ours, Jay Samola, who's also in our chat room listening live right now. At one point, the Wild Samoans had a series of matches with Jimmy Snuka and Andre. Now, in those matches, Jimmy Snuka actually stood on Andre's shoulders and splashed on you and just splashed onto you. Do you have any memories of whose idea that was and how that came about?
No, I don't know whose the idea was, but that was a good move on their side because I didn't even know it. I didn't think about that, but it was a good thinking for whoever. I believe it was Andre, the one that probably controlled. Heck, he controlled the match. I mean, there's nothing I can do but just when you look up and there they are. So.
Now, later on in your career, the Wild Samoans, they left the WWF and went to Georgia Championship Wrestling, where you had a series of matches with the fabulous Freebirds. Do you have any thoughts on wrestling them?
That team there was young. They were a good team. Michael Hayes and couple. I kind of forgot. They were a good team. I wish we had a longer run with them guys because I felt like me and my brother's style compared to them guys is a different. They have a different style. We had a different style too, but. I think that's what the people wanted to see. When we went even in the dorm, I think it was 157,000 or something like that. I'm not. That's what I was told. But yes, there is a good team, and it's too bad that it didn't last that long. But that's a good team, and I love to work with them guys. And they're very stiff workers, which is good.